Well, there's definitely an argument for selling players who are likely to win buzz before you actually receive the dividends, because sometimes a rise can be, a lot more than the actual dividends you receive. Now, I've got a lot of data for this over the last few weeks, and it's a strategy that I use quite regularly. Now, I thought I'd look at yesterday's buzz winners, Monday the 2nd, and have a look at if they received any rise prior to them winning dividends. Now, I spotted a pattern here that might be useful for everyone. If you are planning on buying a player and selling them pre-dividend, you might want to look at the status of the team and the status of the player. Now, if we look at the buzz winners from yesterday, the performance buzz winners, we've got Mandy here, who won not only defender, but overall. Okay, and if we look at his price here in the last 24 hours, he didn't rise once. Now, if we correlate that with other players who have not only won top defender but top overall, so star player, their rise has been a lot bigger. Now, what I've found out from data is that actually it's the status of the player that is causing the bigger rise. So if we look at, say, Sergio Leon here, who won the top forward, his price rise in the last 24 hours again has been nothing. Again, plays for Real Betis, not the most high status team in Spain. So his price rise again has been nothing. Now, let's look at Fabian Ruiz, who won the midfielder. And his price rise in the last 24 hours has actually gone down. I think a lot of people got on him pre-match because he has a good performance buzz score, but he's actually gone down. So the price rises for these players who you could say are unfashionable, play for an unfashionable team, just wasn't there. But in other ways, if you use this strategy and you buy to sell pre-dividend payout, then if you pick the right players, you could get a useful price rise. Now, if we look at the 2 days before, remember we've had the international break, so performance buzz just come back. On the Saturday, the forward was won by Lewandowski. His price rise, leading from in play, leading up to winning, was 11p. So you could have actually sold him for the not much less than you would have got from waiting till dividends. If we look at the midfield and star, Kaliji, his price rise was 5p, and Marcelo, no price rise. So we've got a high profile, high status player here with a price rise above 10p, and we've got two low status players here with not much of a price rise at all. If we look at the day after, the forward and star was run by Depay, Leon forward, previously at Man United, so he's well known to the UK fans. His price rise 16p. And if we look at Cabella and Debuchy, price rises of 2p and 8p. Now, again, the status here must come into play. So the unfashionable teams and unfashionable players are obviously not seeing a bigger price rise as the teams who have good status and players who have high status. So if you're using this strategy, you're buying players who have good average scores and are likely to rise in play because of this, and then after the game, if they're towards the top of the leaderboard, then just keep in mind the status of the player and the status of the team they're playing for, and even the status of the match as well. So if you combine all them factors when you're doing this strategy, you'll give yourself a much better chance of hitting a decent price rise. All right, so that was just a quick one. Next, I'm going to look at the European games and see how players' prices was affected there. Obviously, we'll go and look back, see if my short-term strategy is still relevant. And we'll go from there and see what kind of price rises we get from Champions League and Europa League. All right, guys, thanks for that.